Have you considered running your own leads? Here's a couple of hot tips that can help you succeed. So, step one, make sure you are not too aggressive in your outset. A lot of people build a campaign, they're convinced it's going to be the best thing ever, and then they go and they start throwing all kinds of money at it, and they look up, and a couple things happen. First off, you really haven't given your ad a chance to learn, and you're freaking out because you're spending $50 a day and it's been 6 days and you got 10 leads, and you're like, oh no, I can't do this. This is $60 a lead. Yes, that's super high, at least in our industry, and in some industries it's okay, but in our industry we're usually shooting for, a $7 to $10 lead, somewhere in that range. So $60 would be, oh my gosh, what am I doing? So you threw too much at it right away. You didn't give Facebook a chance to learn, or Google a chance to learn, or TikTok, whichever platform you're using. There are algorithms. They're out there. They're trying to learn for you. They're trying to help optimize your lead. So that can be a problem. Another thing that can happen too, when you throw so much money at it right in the beginning, is the platform will look at you and go like, what are you up to? And you get your account suspended. And then you're freaking out because now you don't have anything. You've invested in trying to get this going, and you've got this entire time sink, and it's a dead end. So one thing that I would always recommend when you are starting a new page, when you're starting a new campaign, is to start small. Make a post, just throw it out there and get people to like it. Get people to like it. Get on the good side. Let the algorithm learn on a lower scale. A lot of times when I launch a new page for new campaigns, I will do what's called a likes campaign. I simply make a post and I will throw a campaign up there, and I just run an ad, $5 a day. Let's have people like it. Let's have people see what it is and like this post. It's a low hanging fruit. It doesn't cost a lot of money to do that, but basically you're generating a little bit of credibility on several fronts. So first off, financially, you're showing the platform, yes, you can trust me. By spending $5, I'm going to pay that bill. $5, pay the bill. Okay, $10, pay the bill. $20, pay the bill. And they will increase how much they're allowing you to spend, which is super important. Second off, you build credibility for your brand, because then when you really get ready to run the ads and people click on your page, they're like, oh, it's been around. He's got posts. These posts have likes. There's followers, things like that. Let's be honest, your ads are not going to perform well if you have a brand new page with 0 followers, 0 likes, 0 posts. The only thing on there is that you change your profile image, and now you're trying to get people to sign up for insurance or some other offer that you have out on the internet. So nurture the page, right? Step one, start slow, likes campaign, build a little bit of credibility. Step two, another thing you really need to consider, and this is a hard one for people to wrap their head around, is that nobody cares what your creative looks like. And I don't mean that in the sense that they don't care, because they do. Actually, the creative is the most important part of your ad. Is it getting people to stop? Is it getting them to take action? My point being, I've designed creatives and I've thought, man, this looks so good. And I've shown my friends and they're like, that looks amazing. And you know what? It just doesn't perform. Nobody cares. Nobody cares that it looks good. Nobody cares that you really had an amazing type font and, the best colors ever, and maybe a video that's done perfectly. Nobody cares. If it's not performing, it's not performing. Let the data tell you the story. Learn how to read the metrics. Know what CTR, CPM, frequency, know what all of those are. CTRs, you need to know what all of those are, right? You need to know what they are so that you know how to perform and what you need to adjust in your ad. I look at one of our ads and I see that our cost per result is going up, and I also see that our frequency is going up. That tells me my ad is being shown to the same people, and they haven't taken action, and they're not going to take action again. So when that happens, it's a time to go back and retool your creative, change your ad copy, change your targeting, change your images, change your videos, change something. Don't keep throwing the same thing against the wall. It's only going to cause your cost to go up. Now, some ads, they do better over a long period of time than others. And some ads, they don't. They might be good for a few weeks and then they tank. But you have to know how to diagnose and read the metrics. So nobody cares what your ad looks like. You got to look at your data. You need to follow the data. You need to let that inform what you're doing with your ad copies. The third thing I'd also tell you to really look at when you start running your ads is to understand the law of large numbers. When I'm explaining the law of large numbers to people, I tell them, imagine that you have a coin and you flipped it 10 times and you got 7 heads. Would you conclude that that coin lands on heads 70% of the time? I mean, you could. That was what your small sample size had. You only had 10 flips. Now, if you flip that coin 100,000 times, I think you would find that it's more likely going to be close to a 50-50 split. In fact, the larger your data set, the more it's going to become real as far as what the actual probability is, the statistical probability of things happening. And that's true in the marketing space as well. So what I've seen people do is they'll run an ad, they'll get 3 leads in, and the first lead they get a hold of says, oh, you know, this is a scam, or I didn't say that, or whatever. And they make this judgment. It's like, you can't do that on one lead. You have to commit to it. You got to say, okay, I want to see this thing come in. I want to see what happens. So interestingly, I always talk about lead quality to people all the time. And it's a hot topic. People think I want the highest quality lead, highest quality lead, highest quality lead. So here's the deal. We have run ads and people will say, well, they said they didn't fill anything out. And that's a complaint that I hear. Well, you know what? Our clients, they say that. They just say, I didn't fill it out. I will tell you, I've gotten that exact same objection in my business when I'm running insurance. And the lead came through a 5-page funnel. Afterwards, they agreed to complete a questionnaire that went over a lot of health questions. This was all done by an AI. When I got on the phone with them, they had completed a total of 18 pages in a funnel answering questions. I knew their height, their weight, answer to 20 medical questions, their date of birth. I knew that they had a bank account. I knew their zip code. I knew maiden name. Basically everything to complete an insurance application. I just need to get on the phone and verify it. And you know what they told me? I didn't fill that out. So you may get that on your ad copy and you're only asking a handful of questions. That doesn't mean that they didn't think they filled it out. They know they filled it out. They just are giving you a line. So adhere to the law of large numbers. Understand you need a lot of people before you start making judgments. So if nothing has changed on the ad copy and you're getting a variance in responses from people, then you have to look at what you're doing as an agent. If you're making small changes, and I always advise small changes, don't go making big sweeping changes because you're just going to be chasing your tail. Make small changes to your ad copy and you will find out that it makes a huge difference. I was at a conference with somebody and they were going through and they showed me their ad copy and said, I don't understand. I'm not getting any results or anything like that. Can't remember what I told them to change. It was something really simple. I think it was literally the spacing in the first few sentences of the ad copy. We were giving away too much before they had to click learn more. And I think I had him put one space down on the second sentence. And he said his results dropped. Like he ended up getting leads at about half the cost he was before. So a lot of times it's really, really small changes like that make big, big results. And so that's my advice to you. Make small changes. Don't make hasty changes. Understand that you need to have the law of large numbers. You need to have a lot of people filling out your ad before you really, really can make decisions. So if you want to run your own ads, I'm all for it. I think it's great. Just make sure, again, start slow. Make sure you're running a likes campaign on your page. Don't go crazy throwing $100 a day at an ad you've never tried before. Let's build up a little bit of credibility. Number 2, make sure that you are listening to the data when it comes to your creative. Again, nobody cares how awesome it looks to you or to your friends. It cares, is it getting people to stop scrolling? Because that's what it's about. They're scrolling through their socials, and are they pausing on yours, or are they going to continue to scroll? Go ahead and create the creatives that you think are going to work well, but make sure you're looking at your data to say, is this actually yielding a result? And then the third thing is make small changes. Don't throw everything out. Like I'll go back to the story for the guy that I helped. He very easily could have said, this ad sucks, and thrown the whole thing away and gone back. But when I looked at it, I thought, we just need to put a space here and I bet you see better results. We did. He had better results. So it's little things like that you need to think about. One of the best things, before I let you go, one of the best things that I've done in the past was I have literally done a mock scroll and just taken my mom, of all people, who is honestly a target audience, scrolled through and just see if she stops on what I'm doing. So it's almost like market research. Now, again, it's a small subset, but that's what you're wanting people to do. You're wanting them to stop scrolling, right? stop scrolling. You're not trying to sell it there. You're trying to create a lead. Your job is to sell it as the salesperson. So the lead just gives you an opportunity to sell it. So adhere to those three things, and hopefully you will find that your lead generation is taking a step towards the better. It can be definitely a challenging process. So for more hot tips and tricks, make sure you like and subscribe. And until next time, happy CRMing.